Disrespect the chief for no. Now I'm running 44. That Yahuah thing, that Yahuah thing, that Yahuah thing, that Yahuah thing, that Yahuah thing. I see the future mask off, tell her take the mask off. See the lady shot the picture even with the flash out. 2020 with the fruit, now they call me Mad Dog. Start the show with the trumpets like I stole the mash on. Rough rider, never let the drama drag on. Paying to a camp, I got a real passion. Call the LEU, got a 60 for the G. Still with the shit, kept it styling in the fleece. Came up on command, right your contraband. Big Yahuah strand, got me greater than. The statues, I'm a fan. Nice so good to win. Rule, I give my soul. Play the words again. Light, I'm a sipper. Good wife, I'm a tipper. I'm a brother keeper. Worker and a preacher. Keep them devil mad. Who don't make me brag? Understand, yeah. Yeah, go against the law, whoa. Disrespect the chief for no. Now I'm running 44. That Yahuah thing, that Yahuah thing, that Yahuah thing, that Yahuah thing, that Yahuah thing. Came up on command, right your contraband. Big Yahuah strand, got me greater than. The statues, I'm a fan. Nice no guts to win. Rule, I give my soul. Play the words again. Bryce! Andrew! Yo, where they at, bro? Yo, this is crazy. And my teleport's not working. I'm trying to teleport out this door. I'm not teleporting right. This is crazy. This is crazy, yo. Sometimes having faith feel like walking on a tightrope on thin ice. I don't wanna fall, no. Trust in you, you know way more than I know. I know that I'm covered by the blood like it's Geico. Dancing like David, I ain't dancing like Michael. Praise you before I see it happen, I don't know how to fight go. I know the enemy wanna see me in a cycle. As long as I believe you, follow me wherever I go. As long as I believe you, follow me wherever I go. Oh yeah. I know, even before I see it, I know. That's what I believe in my soul. You will never let me go. It gets so hard to follow the light in a world so dark. I heard everyone else in my mind, but was still so lost. The walls in my brain, I paint with the words you taught. And since you never left, I know you can right my wrong. You know just what I need, yeah. Down bad, you set me up to receive your love. They don't believe, so they leave, yeah. I know that you got a plan for me, but I don't know what the wind might bring. And the waves all around try to rock my peace. You keep my mind at ease. I know. Sometimes having faith feel like walking on a tightrope on thin ice. I don't wanna fall, no. Trust in you, you know way more than I know. I know that I'm covered by the blood like it's Geico. Dancing like David, I ain't dancing like Michael. Praise you before I see it happen, I don't know how to fight go. I know the enemy wanna see me in a cycle. As long as I believe you, follow me wherever I go. As long as I believe you, follow me wherever I go. Oh yeah. I know, even before I see it, I know. That's what I believe in my soul. You will never let me go. It gets so hard to follow the light in a world so dark. I heard everyone else in my mind, but was still so lost. The walls in just what I need, yeah. Never too slow, we gon' ride at your speed, yeah. Where do you want me to go, let you lead, yeah. Know that it's under control, when I don't know what the wind might bring. The waves all around try to rock my peace. You keep my mind at ease. Even though I know sometimes having faith feel like walking on a tightrope on thin ice. I don't wanna fall, no. Trust in you, you know way more than I know. I know that I'm covered by the blood like it's Geico. Dancing like David, I ain't dancing like Michael. Praise you for I see it happen, I don't know how to fight go. I know the enemy wanna see me in a cycle. As long as I believe you follow me wherever I go. Oh, as long as I believe you follow me wherever I go. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Man, they shut me off, family. So then they shut me off because of that Travis Scott. That Travis Scott families, you know, they were playing his music in the background, so yeah.
We move on now to the devastation in the West. The Dixie Fire in Northern California raging right into the record books. The state's third largest wildfire in history now, with little signs of slowing down. Several people are missing. Heartbreaking images.
Temperature Bureau is grappling with extreme weather. This is part of the Mediterranean burns. You got this.
California on fire, Greece on fire. Y'all, we at the end of time. Earthquakes every hour. Most sides showing his power. Y'all, this place gon' get devoured. Sheep waiting on they sheriff. He gon' get us together. Y'all, that day gon' be so special. They were printing the next. Stop that sinning before he catch it. His protection is a blessing. Brothers got his kidneys all, but novel made a way. Keeping the commandments, showing we appreciate. I will box him, yeah, I will shout, we give him praise. Give it all love for the ancient of days. Protect our kid and her husband shame. They up in the lane. Play my song in Israel, could do nothing but raise my hand. The farm about to clear the lane, so Jacob return again. By the way, we found the Ark of the Covenant, we ain't playing. We know we at war. Ain't no explanation for the things that I saw. Them chariots is coming, prophecy you can't know. Messiah coming back, you want him roar, you want him roar. Your salvation draw near, look up, that's the update. Only the Father know when he coming, he got the update. So should the Son of Man be lifted up, that's the update. The 12 tribes rise around the world, that's the update. California on fire, Greece on fire. Y'all, we at the end of time. Earthquakes every hour. Most sides showing his power. Y'all, this place gon' get devoured. The sheep waiting on they sheriff. He gon' get us together. Y'all, that day gon' be so special. They were printing the next. Stop that sinning before he catch it. His protection is a blessing.
Hey, let's go to the next music joint, Yahuah. Let's get back into it, man. Kind of threw us off a little bit. Let's get back into it.
It's hard to see the sun from a gutter view. Sin was causing X, remove it like a tooth. This our culture, but some people call it truth. Say the law was done, but we the walking proof. Ooh, speak it loud, I wanna save my family too. Ooh, yeah, they gon' like
We
this.
back out here, families. Come on, let's go.
Rain pouring through the storm, y'all my repellent. I trust in y'all, I don't know what they been selling. It ain't no fee here, how they charging for help? I mean the church making billions, how the hood look ridiculous still. Well, we rather pop a pill and go and kill. Sometimes by doing things they probably kill our mind. We can't be thinking cause we young, we got lots of time. I let it dead, bet it dead, I'm trying to live it right. Jumped up in the water, I was dirty like a baby bottle. Y'all saved me like a firefighter. My house was on fire, ain't even know it. Burned to the ground, had to build it up. Y'all showed me the cornerstone, built on the rock like the Flintstones. Thank you, who?
Thank you, who, for the things that we know now. Let His light shine everywhere we go now. This our culture, but some people call it true. Say the law is done, but we don't walk it through. Thank you, who, for the things that we know now. Let His light shine everywhere we go now. Yahuah everywhere, He in the gutter too. Just believe we can't make no sudden move.
Try to live this life all by myself, I straight my knees. Back was to the wall, and I felt the breeze. Change direction, now my prayers are pointed to the east. I'm more quiet now, I chill and let the scripture speak. I'm walking tissue for Yahuah, cause it's people weak. Address the issue, plus we gotta keep the gutters clean. If you're not What about the sheep? Then brother, take a seat. Eliminate the dirty ways, he like it nice and neat. I pull my heart out with it, passion rushing like a sea. I see these evil spirits passing, trying to sneak a peek. Can't let salvation pass me, man, I want to snatch a piece. I love my coach and father, you the one I'm trying to please.
Thank you for the things that we know now. Let His light shine everywhere we go now. This our culture, but some people call it wrong. Say the law is done, but we don't walk it through. Thank you for the things that we know now. Let His light shine everywhere we go now. Yahuah everywhere in the gutter. Just believe we can't make no sense.
All praise, all honor, all glory, found in Torah like it's Nemo. Breaking through barriers, Yahuah everywhere we go. It's a long road, long ride like a limo. Need the full package, man, I'm done with the demos. Scripture speaking volumes, if you listen, it'll echo. With that, we got assurance, not insurance, this ain't Geico. The scripts be the text, that's the message and the memo. Shot my old man down to make sure he was dead, I had to reload. They draw near with their lips, but they don't show it in their actions. Torah application, gotta apply with a passion. Ask you shall receive and don't regret it when you ask. Attracted to the light like a moth, no detaching it.
Thank you for the things that we know now. Let His light shine everywhere we go now. It's our culture, but some people call it wrong. Say the law is done, but we don't walk it through. Thank you for the things that we know now. Let His light shine everywhere we go now. Yahuah everywhere, He in the gutter. Just believe we can't make no sudden move. No.
It's hard to see the sun from a butter. It was causing that.
Yeah, families, man, they end up knocking us off, families, because of that the Travis Scott video, families. I was trying to show us, man, what had happened over there at Astro World, families, where the youth is going off, man. They acting out there, man. And families, man, we really can't blame them, families, because we is the one that's raising them, families. Them is our children, families. These are those families that was born in the 2000s, man. They're going off. They in their early 20s, man. Just like when we graduated, man. And we was in our 20s and 21 through 25 in the early 2000s. So these are our kids, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't blame the grandparents, because them are our moms and fathers. You know what I'm saying? So they going off. They going off. But what happened over there yesterday, families? I mean, what happened over there at the Astro World Festival, families, man? They said they was injecting people, man. So I think it was like 300 injured, 8 in the passing. So man, times are different, man. Especially those of us, man, that was, growing up in the 90s, going into the new millennium. Them eras, man, was different in them times, man. I actually can sit there and say that all praises to Yah, that I was born up and raised up in an era where obedience was necessary. It's still necessary today. It's just that people making up their own rules as they go, and as they make up their rules, they breaking them. Let's go. So that's why they cut off the last live stream, families. They didn't cut the live stream because I was showing that one video. This video right here, the wife enters singing Yeshua at her wedding, and a supernatural happens. Because people started realizing at the wedding that when she came out and she sat there and says that I am your wife in love, when she sung that, and she said the one that comes from Jerusalem, she was representing as the bride of Christ. She was representing as the bride of Christ. And then her husband that was waiting at the altar, he was representing the groom waiting on his bride, man. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. And these are our Latino brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Something I want to show y'all. There you go.
I tried to picture clusters of information as they moved through the computer. What did they look like? Ships, motorcycles? Were the circuits like freeways? I kept dreaming of a world I thought I'd never see. And then, one day...
You got in.
That's right, man. I got in. And the world was more beautiful than I ever dreamed. And also more dangerous than I ever imagined. Not in bed now, you know. Now, I met a brave warrior.
Tron.
Bum, 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 bum. Tron!
He fights for the users.
He sure does. Oh man, he showed me things that no one had ever imagined. There are these disc battles fought in spectacular arenas and cycles that raced on ribbons of light. So radical. And together,
You built the grid.
we built a new grid for programs and users. Now, I couldn't be in there all the time, so I created a program in my own image that could think like you and me. And I called him Clue.
Codified likeness utility.
That's right. And Clue, Tron, and I, we built a system where all information was free and open.
This world is truly out of its mind. Just as you think you have a handle on what is going on, and you feel you have a solid grasp on what is being planned in this world, these people then introduce new agendas. The timing of my awareness and grasp on this subject is something that is not coincidental at all. A day before Facebook's major announcement, while I was engaging in research on another subject, I was introduced to this overall agenda. I would hear about the metaverse here and there and just ignore it. To me, it just sounded like another one of their distractions to get me off of my game. But as I began to look into this for myself, I realized just how wrong I actually was, and quite frankly, I was older than I thought myself to be. To be very honest, this whole agenda really aged me, because as I was learning it, I kept saying the same phrase, and when I started explaining it to my wife, she said the same thing as well. I don't get it. Honestly, I didn't actually get how this all was going to be attractive to people, and why people would choose this. But I realized that the younger generation was being conditioned for this agenda since they were very young. And the truth is that my generation has been as well. After I realized how big this agenda was, I instantly started to dig in to gain understanding. And as I was reading and learning, I would be reminded of all the small influences that were shown to me over my lifespan of 40 years or so that have been conditioning me for this agenda. Now, I am in no way an expert on this agenda, but I do have a big enough grasp on it that I can communicate what it is all about from an alternative perspective than the hundreds to thousands of cheerleaders that are cheering on this new world that is being created right before us. This agenda must be understood for multiple reasons. For those of you watching that have young children or even raising young adults, if you care about them, it's imperative that you understand this agenda as well. The world is changing fast. In the past, in many of my videos, I have always stated that one of the biggest agendas in this world is about creating a new world order. But to my surprise, the agenda is not only about creating a new world order, but along with it, a completely new world altogether. It's time to understand this agenda. It's time to understand the metaverse. Let's begin. So, this is one of those discussions that everyone needs to really pay attention to and learn. They are slowly planning on introducing us into a new digital world that they are creating. The stuff that looked like science fiction that they spoke about in movies is really a reality that they want us to be a part of. And like everything else that they do, they are not preparing the masses by proper notification and education, but they are not hiding it either. They have put the information out there for us, and like with everything else, it is up for us as individuals to do our own due diligence to understand and prepare. They introduced this whole thing under a backdrop of problems at Facebook with the whistleblower distraction and a whole attack on one of the most powerful tech companies in the world. They made the public believe that the announcement at Facebook was simply about them trying to save their brand from the bad, engineered press they were receiving. Because if Facebook made this change without the backdrop of this whistleblower and being bad for children nonsense, as if these people really care, then more people would be asking questions. But what we have here is that one of the most powerful tech companies in the world that has 2.9 billion active users around the world, a company that knows more about each individual in the world than they ever should, is now changing their focus from social media to the metaverse. And the majority of the masses don't even question what is going on and what the metaverse is, because of the distraction that was created for them a little beforehand. It was a perfect smokescreen. But for me, it's not something that can be ignored. And it also goes back into the overall picture and agenda I have been speaking on within this channel. So what is the metaverse? Let me cover that first.
The next platform and medium will be even more immersive, an embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. And we call this the metaverse. And you're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine. Get together with friends and family, work, learn, play, shop, create, as well as entirely new categories that don't really fit how we think about computers or phones today.
Well, maybe let me cover how I got here first. I was doing some research on NFTs because I heard how Tom Brady was making his football an NFT.
There was a lot of negotiations trying to get that. We got it back, so I got it back. Yeah. There was a lot of negotiation in order to get the ball back.
Is the ball in Canton, or have you made it into an NFT? Talk about what the ball is.
It's shortly an NFT. You can autograph.io. You go there to bid on it. There's a lot of great things, auction items, memorabilia.
I couldn't understand what was happening because from what I understood, Tom Brady was going to be keeping the football.
Get it back, but I don't actually keep too many things. So, in that circumstance, I felt like that might be a good one to keep.
But through the NFT, he was going to sell it digitally. So someone anywhere else in the world could own the digital rights to it. That made no sense to me. I couldn't understand why someone would want to own something digitally they never would actually touch physically, but spend thousands to even millions of digital dollars for it. Again, I feel like I was being aged out. So I had to dig deeper, and from that digging, I stumbled into the metaverse. And right after I got a small foundation on it, then Mark Zuckerberg did his keynote and made the announcement about the name change and gave a massive amount of details along with it. I will be using clips from the keynote to cover details he spoke on.
Rather than just focusing on this year's products like a normal keynote, we're going to talk about the future. So let's start by exploring what different kinds of metaverse experiences could feel like, starting with the most important experience of all, connecting with people. Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually, it has things that are only possible virtually, and it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear. Alright, perfect.
Okay, so again, what is the metaverse? Very simply, it's a new digital universe, a digital world. It's the next era of the internet, which is projected to deliver a digital environment that is similar to real life. It's a whole new world that people around the world will be plugged into. The metaverse will exist in parallel to reality, allowing people to work, open businesses, socialize, communicate, and interact with one another in a fully immersive system of virtual destinations. Right now, all of us look at the internet through our phones, computers, and other devices. What the metaverse will do is move us into the internet. It is actually likened to living in the internet. Have you ever seen the movie Tron? That's what it's about. What you may want to say is, yeah, this is just virtual reality. There's no way people can live in the internet like in the movie Tron. But you need to gain understanding. It's very deep. It's much deeper than just virtual reality. You see, virtual reality headsets and hardware like that are just tools that assist people in plugging in. But when you add in the other pieces into place, like blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, artificial intelligence, 5G internet, remote work, gaming, and online social activities, all these pieces will meet at one singular point to create a virtual universe in the form of what we will call the metaverse. People will live in an artificial, augmented reality.
Artists going around Soho hiding AR pieces for people to find.
3D street art? That's cool.
Send that link over so we can all look at it. This is stunning.
That is something.
It's awesome.
I love the movement.
Wait, it's disappearing.
This is amazing.
Hold on. I'll tip the artist and they'll extend it.
Wow. Brilliant.
If you guys like it here, I have another room that you're gonna love. Check out this forest room.
Huh, let's see it.
Koi fish that fly? That's new.
This is wild. Hey, one sec, Boz. It's Priscilla.
Hey, you have to see this. Beast is going crazy.
Oh, I love that guy. We've got to show that to the kids. Can you also send that to my dad?
I'll message him.
All right, see you at home. This place is great, Boz, but there's something I got to get back to. All right.
People will live inside the internet.
That's it, Mark. I'm moving to the metaverse.
All right.
They will be merging the physical world with the digital.
And you'll be able to take your items and project them into the physical world as holograms in augmented reality too. First, we're building tools that creators can use to place digital objects into the...
Pause. See? Singularity. Iron mixed with clay. The prophet Daniel. He was trying to tell us this.
physical world and let people interact with them.
The grand vision of the metaverse is to provide a parallel digital universe connected to our physical world through multiple digital technologies. This parallel virtual environment and the bringing together of the online and offline worlds will allow the user to experience and communicate in the digital world through avatars, which will be the user's chosen persona. And it will feature many elements from physical reality, including buildings, work, and leisure locations, and other different landscapes. One big thing that is happening right now currently is that people are buying digital plots of land in the metaverse. They are buying digital real estate right now. I mean, it's absolutely crazy.
There is a building boom breaking out, but it's not happening in your backyard. It is happening in a fake world called the metaverse. The virtual real estate market is on fire right now, and our next guest says there is real money to be made in this fake land grab.
What's unique about the metaverse today is that virtual worlds are being designed specifically for adults, where they can live inside these virtual worlds and carry out their life.
Websites like Rentable are literally a leasing agency for virtual real estate. Like, all you really have to do is just browse and choose the property that's within your monthly budget. Make sure the length of the lease is what you need and the location is good. And also there's a security deposit, just like in the real world, where if you're late on paying the rent for the following month, then you lose that deposit. And then, soon as you pay for your first month's rent, the land is yours to do whatever you want with, right?
The ultimate goal of the metaverse is to look and feel like physical reality, allowing your avatar to move around freely, interact with others, and access information just like in the real world. The metaverse aims to connect with reality by designing a large-scale virtual reality setting where anyone can have a persistent presence as an extension of their physical self or company. The metaverse could also be a merger of all realities, filled with artificial intelligent entities, making it possible for people and other beings to communicate and interact in shared environments. An example of this is like what they showed in that movie, Free Guy. There are so many different purposes that the metaverse will take care of. Let me sum this all up for you. The elite of this world, who control a majority of the world's wealth. You see, in 2019, the Oxfam report showed that the world's richest people own 50% of the world's wealth. In their report done in 2020, they showed that the world's richest 1% have more than twice as much wealth as 6.9 billion people. And the wealth gap has grown even more larger since the pandemic. These people have gained complete control over the world and its resources. They own the land, the real estate, the businesses, our social entertainment, pretty much our complete way of life. And being that they now have a complete handle on all these things, and also being that there is no way to bridge a union between the rich and the rich will stay rich and the poor will stay poor, they have created an alternate universe that allows the poor to live in a digital reality where they can escape the true reality of this world.
A prison for your mind.
A place where they can use their digital money or cryptocurrency tokens to buy and sell in a digital universe. This will make the world a lot smaller and easier to control. While the rich will stay rich and own all the actual physical assets, the real stuff, the poor will try to build something for themselves online in a new digital world. They literally have created the Matrix. For me, I just couldn't understand how people could actually accept something like this. But apparently, the youth have been conditioned for this for a long time, which made me go back and think on a situation I had one summer a decade ago with my now adult son. One summer, he asked if he can play this game called Roblox on his computer. When he showed me, it looked harmless compared to the games he could have been asking me to play, so I let him play. And day by day, I saw that he would stay on the computer longer and longer. He wouldn't go outside to play basketball even. He would just play this game. And at some point, I got tired of it and took the game away from him and told him I wasn't going to let him live in a virtual world. Because to me, that's what it looked like he was doing. And we canceled it. That was 8 to 10 years ago, I believe. But I remember it clear as day. And what I was protecting him from then has evolved into something even more prevalent and dangerous today.
Gaming is how a lot of people are going to step into the metaverse for the first time.
So the first thing I want to do is give a warning to all parents of children. These virtual reality games are not harmless, and though by taking a stand against them, you may be removing their world from them, you will be doing them ultimate good. These games have them living in a virtual alternate reality that is growing by the day, and intends for their minds to be attached to a world not created by our Father in heaven, our true creator. All the games from Roblox to Fortnite to Grand Theft Auto, which your children shouldn't be playing anyway, Rec Room, and anything like that, are introducing and conditioning your child to live in an alternate reality. The metaverse aims to be a central hub for all of these games and more, and will allow them to teleport and go between games. They have been conditioned to care deeply about their avatars because this is what represents them online. They buy them clothing and make sure they look good. This is absolutely crazy, but absolutely true. This young generation actually cares more about how their avatars look online more than how they care about how they look physically in the real world. They have been conditioned to care more about the metaverse than our true physical world. Last year, a rapper named Travis Scott did a virtual concert on Fortnite where 27 million users attended. 27 million. For context, last year's NBA playoffs averaged 4.2 million viewers, and Game 6 of the finals brought in 12.5 million viewers. This concert doubled that. So you can see this is real influence, and it comes from all around the world. They attended a concert while in their homes, and possibly many of your living rooms, or in their bedrooms in your homes. This is the metaverse, and they are already in it. They are even buying Gucci bags for their avatars. Gucci bags for online characters.
Alright, now you gotta put it on and we gotta see how it looks.
Okay.
You got a real life Gucci bag in Roblox. You gotta walk the runway. Yeah! Okay, I see you with a Gucci bag.
This is 1,000% real. And many of the games are introducing it to them. Even a game like NBA 2K, which you would think is harmless because it's all about basketball, it allows a player of the game to create their own character. These children, and Also, a lot of adult men, they work hard to develop their avatars who have very realistic features. They then take these characters and let them move about in the cities talking to other players, going to courts, playing pickup games. They have been trained to create online personas that they care for very much, and they collect virtual currency, which they call VC, which is exactly like digital cryptocurrency, except that it is game specific. And they care deeply about those coins and currency.
What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be surprising my girlfriend with the $70,000, 70,000 Robux Gucci bag.
So if you think that this is far-fetched and couldn't be accepted, this has aged you too, because it already has been accepted. And the better they get with the technology, the more it will be accepted and adopted. This is what NFTs are for. People buying digital property to own in the metaverse. You can buy an NFT and hold it in your digital home, just like Zuckerberg shows here. When I started researching the Great Reset, I found a quote from Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. He has a quote that always bothered me, but I could never understand how they would make that to be true. The quote was, "You will own nothing and be happy." But I now see how they will make this to be true. Because in the physical realm, you won't own anything. But in the digital realm, you will have possession of many things. Even your own house on the lake that you will live in virtually. And though the physical world will be a complete disaster, you won't care because they have created an alternate reality for you to live in. You see, that's also what they are not telling everyone. Let me help you see that. Do you know what has been the biggest promotion of this metaverse? Yes, the pandemic. When they implemented the worldwide lockdown, they pushed everyone online, and the youth especially got tapped in. Even adults got locked into virtual features like Zoom. This was all conditioning the population for entrance into a new digital world. Chaos in the world has been a catalyst for the most craziest change that has happened in the world. It's order out of chaos. And the Great Reset that they are planning that will occur after the collapse of the United States dollar will usher in the next phase to their implementation and conditioning. The majority of the planet who will be dealing with massive poverty, unrest, destruction, and in many cases death, they will all be looking for an escape route of the physical reality. And the metaverse will provide this for them, which is why we are beginning to see the rollout now. The metaverse opens a parallel world of opportunities for those less privileged by their immediate geography or economic circumstances. They will create a world where everything is much easier to govern and manage because all lives will be placed online, where everything is logged, monitored, tracked, and recorded. The plans are to be able to tie our physical identities to the metaverse in a singular way that allows identities to be known and not duplicated. All profile names will cross throughout all platforms. And if you
pause. So you see, our brother, man, he went deep in this, y'all. He went deep in this, y'all, because he had to do his own due diligence. He said that says that he felt like he was getting aged out, meaning families, they was the old school ain't gonna understand what the new school is doing, man. The scripture said that says, man, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Families, man, the things that Yahushua has set for us, families, is that he's prepping and preparing us, y'all. Man, this is preparation season, man. That's what's going on right now. That's why he's telling you, families, is everything was pushed globally, families, to a virtual world, man. This is dealing with your mindset, families. Let your mind be in me as I am in you. Let's continue. The singularity, y'all. That's why you got brothers and sisters swear they alpha males and alpha females out here. They knocking those that call themselves beta. You know, all Greek terms, still Greek. They all Greek terms. Alpha, omega, beta.
violate the rules, you can easily be locked out. This is literally the Matrix in real life. People being plugged into a digital reality. There are so many agendas that coincide with this. It's hard to explain in all one video. This video needed to be made so that there was an alternative view on this subject away from the cheerleaders who are promoting this new virtual world. Parents need to be aware of this so they can help their children. But most importantly, everyone needs to understand what they are doing to this world we are in. They are moving the world out of our physical world that our Father created and moving them into a digital world that Satan has created. There are many different movies that have been alluding to this type of world scenario. But to me, it all sounded like crazy science fiction until I now see it all come together. You can be whatever you want to be in their new world. You can look like what you desire. If you are a 45-year-old, 350-pound white male, in the metaverse, you could transform yourself into a 10-year-old black girl if that is how you desire to appear to the rest of the world. There are no rules in this metaverse that has anything to do with our Father in heaven. But there, of course, will be rules of engagement. Very much how they do now with all the current rules on the web of what they say we can say or not say. Rules like that, but more global and further reaching. But this is it. All the people talking about unfounded conspiracy theories are now looking very ignorant. They are creating a whole new world right in front of our faces, literally telling us about it, though they are describing it as benevolent. But if you really think about it, every movie that they have made that has ever shown us about people living like this all show very big moral and ethical problems. We are already living during a time where they are removing Yah's influence away from this world. They have been conditioning the world to forget about him, his ways, and his purpose for us. People already live in a non-biblical reality. But on top of that, they are actually opening a doorway for the world to walk into that will put them into a new world that Satan has fully created and that he is the ultimate God of and is all-powerful and all-knowing and all-present. In the metaverse, Satan is the one who is omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent. He is literally creating a virtual world to replicate Yah's real power, and he is steering the world right into it, unknowingly but willingly. And all of you who care for Yah and his word, who are believers in the Bible, who believe in salvation only through Yeshua the Messiah, in English, Jesus Christ. If you are a true believer, this new world being created is in complete opposition to your belief. It is a complete attack against you, and they are hoping that as long as you live in ignorance, you will not be the wiser of what they are doing. They are hoping to have a mental stranglehold on our children that makes them view this alternate world as a good thing, but is bringing them right into Satanism, allowing them to live and do what they want. Living in another world that was not created by our Creator is one of the ultimate gestures that will show allegiance to Satan and his new world. Now someone may say, show me a scripture where God says we shouldn't use virtual reality. Maybe there are scriptures that have alluded to it, but I don't know if at this time I have recognized it. But that doesn't even matter. Yah created the real earth. The first verse of the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 says, in the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. We know that this world that we live in is his. He is the creator of it. All things were made through him, and without him, nothing was made that was made. John chapter 1, verse 3. This new virtual world is a man-made creation where everyone can take part in creation. It has nothing to do with Yah. And when they blend their digital world with the physical, they are completely creating a new satanic world that Satan has dominion over. This is always the scheme or plot. This is always the backdrop and plan amongst the wicked men of this world. They are creating a world in service to Lucifer. And if you are not walking in discernment, and you are living in a world that does not keep Yah and his word first, you can and will be sucked right into it. Sadly, our youth around the world have already been conditioned into it. And parents, it is your job to have a conversation with your children and bring them out of it. If they have been using most of their time engaging in a virtual world where they hang with their friends, they have been giving more of their life to Satan's world. To them, it may seem harmless and innocent. And to us parents, we have no idea what they are seeing and doing in there. I am not completely against video games, but I am against living in a virtual world, hanging out in a virtual world. This is a major satanic agenda that can fly by the multitude because it just looks like technological progress. As I have explained in numerous videos, science has been placed as a god of this world that is creating its own ways and pushing forth its own doctrines and mindsets, its own healing powers, its own take on gender, and what makes a man or a woman a woman. And now, science is creating a whole new virtual world, a new world. And if believers do not get strong in their faith, they will find themselves dragged right into it very subtly, but purposely. If you imagine 2 years ago that the world would be embracing remote work, everyone working from home, having meetings online, you are a very forward-thinking individual. Years ago, there was not many who foresaw that the world would be the way it is now. But one event happened, and look how much has changed. There is a major event on the way, and when it occurs, it will bring forth massive change, and the metaverse will play a big role within it. It will facilitate a new economy. It will provide people with a means to escape the real world that seems so horrible. It will allow the new world government to speak to everyone on Earth at the same time. It will help ease people into the new world currency, facilitated through crypto, because everything will be brought online anyway, so they'll just be doing everything in the metaverse. It will be promoted as a major contributor to help with the problem of climate change. It will be a major glue that brings the New World Order agenda together. This is not science fiction or something that is years off. It is here now and growing every day with a goal of full implementation. And only the creators and companies like Facebook, now known as Meta, know completely where this is all going. It is important that believers detach.
Pause. See, families? So you see why, like, us going through these classes and going over our studies, man, it's very important, families. It's to strengthen all of us in areas that we are weak in at. You know what I'm saying? But most people be tripping off because we be saying certain names and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Most people be tripping on us, man, because we talk about keeping the laws and stuff like that. We're not forcing people to keep no laws. You know, we just trying to make people understand covenants. You know what I'm saying? Because I surely didn't understand covenants. But I knew what a covenant was, families, because when I used to bang, I was up under a deadly covenant. Live by the sword, die by it, man. So I was in a walking destruction, man. I was walking straight dead into it, man. And I chose that path. That's what they tell you about that fork. You know what I'm saying? A fork, man, it symbolizes that you was on a straight path until once you get to the tip of it, where we use the fork to pick up things to eat. Families, man, something ended up dividing you. You had choices that came in your life, and you had to make decisions off the choices that you made. And whatever choice that you made, if it was a good one, that was a blessing. You made a righteous choice. If it was a bad one, you have to lay in the bed that you was made. You have to lay in the bed that you made. You know what I'm saying? Some people tell you they don't believe in karma. People say, I don't believe in karma. What goes around, come around. You know what I'm saying? They don't believe in that. You know, I mean, I understand you don't see the word karma in your scriptures, but you do see curses though. So whatever you do, man, you reap what you sow. You read that in your scriptures. So what goes around will come back around to you. You know what I'm saying? It might not say karma, but you will reap what you sow, and it will happen before you leave. You sure better best believe that. So that's why it's good to be around other people that didn't know no better, and then once they come into a certain type of truth or understanding, hear them out, man. People don't be wanting to hear people out these days. I understand most people swear they got it going on, but at least let they prove their cause of or their reasoning. The scriptures sit there and tells you, families, that let a man prove their cause, man. Hear the whole conclusion of the matter before you go out here and start judging another individual. Because this brother clearly, he made a whole 30-minute video to sit here and say that he had to dig in deeper about the metaverse. Families, this is dealing with singularity, y'all. These are people in the physical reality, in real life, that believe that there are alpha males and alpha females. When your scriptures clearly sit there and says that Yahushua is the beginning and the ending. and the end. He is the one and only Alpha and Omega. How dare us sit there and say that we have a position of calling ourselves an alpha male or alpha female? You got people out here that do that. They say that. They let that stuff come through their lips. They speak that stuff through their lips, y'all. You be around certain individuals that move like that. They will tell you in your face when you know for, and you don't even rebuke them. You don't even sit there and even try to correct them in a humble way and be like, hey man, I want to kind of correct you now. Like, I ain't trying to sit there and say that it ain't good to hold a position of high standards, because when you read First Corinthians, Apostle Paul said that and says that the head of every woman is man, the head of man is Christ, and the head of Christ is the Most High Yah. So there is an order, but I don't think you should. You should. I think you need to watch what you're saying right now. I don't think you should be calling yourself alpha male just because you know you the king of the house and you the breadwinner now. Because you're supposed to be giving glory to whoever gives you the increase of your blessings on in your daily life. Who you giving your glory to? You get what I'm saying? But you the alpha female, you the alpha male, you that breadwinner though. I thought Christ supposed to be it, man. I thought he sent that comforter to you, man, to give you these things and teach you these things. Who you giving your glory to, man? So I be careful when I hear people sit there and say, I'm an alpha male and I'm an alpha female. And then they be knocking those that are beta. I don't even hear people sit there and say, maybe I'm lost somewhere. But I just don't hear people sit there and say, hey, yeah, I love being a beta male. Yeah, I'm a beta male. I don't hear that, man. I don't. But I hear alpha female and alpha male a lot. Let's continue.
Themselves from this digital world and do not go through the doors that this world is opening. And parents, please close the doors for your children who may have already walked through them. I'm reminded of what Paul says about the wrath of Yah in Romans chapter 1, verses 18 through 25. In it, it says, for the wrath of Elohim is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who suppress the truth and unrighteousness. Because what may be known of Elohim is manifest in them, for Elohim has shown it to them. For since the creation of the world, the invisible things of Yah are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and divinity, so that they are without excuse. Because although they knew Elohim, they did not glorify him as Elohim, nor were thankful.
Pause. You see what I just said, families? Who are you getting? You see why I said you got to watch out for people that say they're alpha male and alpha female? You get what I'm saying? You got to watch out for that, families, because it's clearly sit there and tells you, because they did not glorify him. Who you giving your glory to, man? You're going to start seeing you're going to know them by their fruits, y'all. Families, they going to actually say, it's going to be like it's going to be like they blasted on their own self on the cool and they didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? You know, they told on themselves. And families, they will tell you right there in your face, man. Boldly. People do that, man. You got people, individuals that you know in your life that you see daily that does this. They move like that. Their actions are like that, and they speak like that, man. So these people that love posting on Facebook, Instagram, follow me on IG, follow me on IG. Hey, get everybody on Facebook. You know, all we be doing is doing biblical scriptures. And families, we ain't supposed to be in that type of realities, man. Use the weapon that the Most High give you right now to go out here and bring forth the word, families. But all that, putting your family members, everybody in your groups and stuff like that on that, when they prepping you to be something that you is not supposed to do or be, families, we doing this stuff willingly but unwillingly. Because if you knew better, you wouldn't be doing all this stuff on these platforms, man. On these, I'm not in no Facebook groups, y'all. I used to have one like back in like 2015 when I moved down here to Houston. But I didn't know no better. I was fighting charges, man. I was fighting cases, man. That's the reason why I moved from Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas to Houston to recreate myself, rebuild myself, rethink myself. And the Most High has slowly but surely been using his son to teach me things, man. Humble me, man. I moved down here to change myself, to have life within myself. You know what I'm saying? Not to just live, because that's what I was doing back home. And I was getting in trouble every day. Every single day I was getting in trouble. I was going to be wound up in prison for real or maybe dead. So it was meant for me to leave. That's why I don't be all up in, you know what I'm saying? Nah. I'm most of the time be working and I be waiting for the Shabbat. So I be learning the most of the time because here in Houston, the cost of living is crazy. Outrageous. $1,400, man, for like a 1-bedroom here in Houston. Man, I can get a three-bedroom with a car garage and a picket fence in Arkansas. You might be in the middle of nowhere, but your your first neighbor might be 5 miles away from you. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, and that might be like what, like $700, $800. But this is a 3-bedroom. You know what I'm saying? We don't got all the big buildings and stuff like that. I'm a country boy, man. So me coming down here to the city, mixed with all these different personalities, yeah, I had to slow my roll all the way down. I have to observe things. Here in Houston, there's over 8 million people. There's 8 million different type of personalities, man. Different type of characteristics, y'all. Different type of attitudes, man. I had to adapt and adjust to this type of stuff in these situations. So yeah, I slowed all the way down. I humbled myself and I started listening. Let's go.
Became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the incorruptible Elohim into an image made like corruptible man, and birds, and 4-footed animals, and creeping things. Therefore, Elohim also gave them up to uncleanness in the lust of their hearts, to dishonor their bodies among themselves, who exchanged the truth of Elohim for the lie, and worshipped and served the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. It is so important not to be a part of this group that these verses are referring to. If you keep reading, you see what they are given over to. And remember, these people are subject to the wrath of Yah.
Pause. You see how he's saying that that's why he called the set apart ones, the chosen ones, families. A lot of people do speak upon Israel a lot. And Yasharal is very important to the Most High families because the Elohim that we serve, he stamped his name on Yisrael, Jerusalem. That's why he sat there and says that new city that you waiting on, families. He didn't change his name. He said you will be waiting on the new Jerusalem. He didn't say Bethlehem. He didn't say Ghana. He didn't say whatever, Utopia. He didn't say none of them other places. He said one city that we all should be waiting on, that all nations will praise him and glorify him in, families. One city. And he said the new Jerusalem. That is a division, y'all. People that are peculiar, set apart, and very different will be there, man. I'm trying to understand that certain place, that world. This other stuff, y'all, what Facebook doing and stuff like that, yeah, we supposed to know these things so we can stay away from it. Away from it. I remember I was reading this one scripture where it was telling me about familiar spirits. Families, don't you know when you're on Facebook and Instagram and you got like 100,000 something followers and all this and that? Families, don't you know all of them are familiar spirits, man? Familiar spirits, y'all. Some of these cats carry spirits that you don't even know that they have, man. That you're supposed to flee away from. Because when you read 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, it clearly tells you to abstain from all appearance of evilness. You don't know who might be following you and what type of spirit they carry, man. When I be listening to my imams and my elders tell us that, man, I be like, dang, that's deep. They show right. Con, you don't know.
And even as they did not like to retain Elohim in their knowledge, Elohim gave them over to a debased mind to do those things which are not fitting, being filled with all unrighteousness, sexual immorality, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, evil-mindedness. They are whisperers, backbiters, haters of Elohim, violent, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, undiscerning, untrustworthy, unloving, unforgiving, unmerciful, who, knowing the righteous judgment of Elohim, that those who practice such things are deserved.
Pause. So you see how it sit there and says, who knowing the righteous judgment of Yahuah. Families, for you to know this stuff, families, that is coming through your mindset, and then you going to apply application. That's why it sit there and says that those who practice. That's why I sit there and says that those who practice such things are deserving of death. Families, these are familiar spirits. That's why he was telling you they are whisperers, backbiters, haters of Yahuah, violent, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. From your mindset, for you to invent something, you got to create it through your thoughts. Let's go. Familiar spirits. The Most High tells us to stay away from it. Leviticus chapter 13 or Leviticus chapter 9. That's back in your Torah. And Moshe was trying to let the children of Israel know this. But them cats in the wilderness, they didn't understand. Just like we in this wilderness and we don't understand. He tells us to stay away from stuff like that. Leviticus chapter 19. The familiar spirit. Or is it chapter 9? Salaki families gotta find it. I know it's in the book of Leviticus. I do know that. Okay, he is unclean to the. Okay, no. Be patient with me, Yahshua. I'm finna find it. Him being patient with the Lord. Let's go back to our video so I can find the precept. Let's go back to the video, and I'm finna find the precept.
Deserving of death, not only do the same, but also approve of those who practice them. Romans chapter 1, verses 28 through 32. So these people not only practice these things, but they approve of those who do this as well. And this is how much of the world lives today. I read this because this is how those that will be living in this virtual world will be looked at in the eyes of our Creator. This is another wake-up call for those in Messiah to bring all thoughts captive into the obedience of our Messiah. You need to use some discernment. We must obey and follow the word of Yah and turn away from this world in the direction that it's heading. If the world cared about you, they would be fully informing you and allowing you to make your own educated choice. Instead, it tells you it's up to you to figure it all out, while it slowly steers you and your children right into it. Like I showed, our children care more about how they appear in the virtual world than they do in the physical.
Pause. All right, still dealing with singularity, families. We on the last slide before they interrupt us, families, because I played that Travis Scott video, and just to show you what was happening here in Houston during that Astro World Fest. And families, man, them youngsters, they was going crazy out there, man. Like wow, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So we going about these familiar spirits. That's what's on these platforms, y'all. It's familiar spirits. Let's go. Con, it's in verse 31. Verse 31, families. But families, we is going to read from 30 to 31. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom, the land become full of wickedness. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am Yahuah. When he sat there and tells us, families, to keep his Sabbaths, he did it with an S. People just think that yesterday, just because we kept that set apart Sabbath day and we willing to worship him, give praises to him, go over our studies on that day, people be just going on Israel, man. Like, we not forcing everybody to do it, because when Yahushua come, everybody on the whole planet gonna do it anyway. That's why he did it in this. Moshe was trying to tell you with an S. There's many feasts that he gives to his people. And he said be of his sanctuary. He didn't just say a temple, y'all. He said a sanctuary. A sanctuary is a holy place. Is a holy place, families. This is something that is set apart only to the divinity of the Most High Alua Yahuah. Only for him, to him, by him, for him. And he created us to obey that. Let's go. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths with an S, many festivals, and reverence my sanctuary, not just a temple, a holy place. I am Yahuah. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, these platforms, neither seek after wizards, because you see them on here, to be defiled by them. I am Alua, your Elohim, Yahuah. Let's go. These familiar spirits, families. These are people with different mindsets, different thoughts, different characteristics. Yeah.
One that Father made. You must be smart and above all, put down all idols and commit to the will of our Father in heaven. Read his word and obey it. Choose his world over the world Satan has created. Your time is almost up. Make the right choice. Be blessed.
All praises, family.
Okay. Thanks again for watching.
Let's go. I got some more. You know how your brother gets down. I got some more.
This number implantation. We expect some minor resistance, especially from highly motivated religious groups. But eventually hunger will cause even the most zealous to conform to our program. Gentlemen, I believe that within a year, 2 at the most, our one world government will be a reality. If we continue on our present course, it is my opinion that we could present the devil himself as a world leader, and the people would accept him.
The clip I just showed you was from the 1981 film entitled Early Warning. Initially, this film didn't get much attention. However, it is now 40 years later, and people are starting to notice something a little bit strange. Here, see for yourself.
I would like to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and dedication to our cause. In reviewing this year's progress, let me say that we have been highly effective in conditioning the people's minds to accept our solution to the world's problems. The energy crisis here in the United States was exceptionally successful worldwide, and we expect similar success with our upcoming food shortage. Our labor leaders have made great progress by causing confusion and work stoppages in all areas of the world. Financially, the dollar is being devalued even faster than we could have hoped.
Inflation.
Politically, the public has lost total confidence in any form of government. The threat of universal war is a daily possibility. As you know, we ourselves do not need to hold any visible office of leadership. As a matter of fact, it's better that we do not. We control the finances, news media, food, transportation, energy. We control everything. It is important that you, as world leaders, keep our program before your countrymen. With our World Bank and computer program operational, we now have the capacity to control the financial affairs of every human being on Earth by giving each person his own computer number. Anytime his number is used, we would know his financial situation at once. He could not buy or sell anything without his computer number.
Pause. So he's showing you a clip from back like almost 40 years later, families. They showed us this clip and he said that people, it didn't get the numbers like that. People wasn't talking about it 40 years later. Everything that was happening in this clip and what they, and as well, what they've been putting in other clips, y'all. You got to remember, they are the creator of these movies. They are the producers. They created the production. They created the storyline. They created the script. Let's continue.
It will simplify their lifestyles tremendously. The end result will be a one-world monetary and government system that we alone will control. Yes.
What about the people who forget their number or their cards are lost or stolen?
We've made provisions for that. By using this laser imprinter, we can...
Pause. By using a laser, there's these nanobots they done injected into your bloodstream, families, to almost like record your genetic makeup, families. They don't need no social security card. You remember how like you can use your you can go to forget your password, right? So they can use like a keyword that you can like what is your mother's maiden name or your who was your first kiss in high school and stuff like that, and you come up with the answer. They will let you be able to create what, a new passcode. Check this out.
Painlessly and permanently affix a person's number to the back of his hand or his forehead if he so desires. The numbers would be easily read by this new ultraviolet scanning equipment. For the purposes of demonstration, I've had such a number imprinted on myself. Once this number is imprinted, it cannot be lost nor can it be changed. Now, are there any questions?
What about the individuals who refuse to have this number implantation?
We expect some minor resistance, especially from highly motivated religious groups. But eventually, hunger will cause even the most zealous to conform to our program. Gentlemen, I believe that within a year, 2 at the most, our one-world government will be a reality. If we continue on our present course, it is my opinion that we could present the devil himself as a world leader, and the people would accept him.
Let's go.
So what do you think about this clip from the movie? Please put your opinion in the comments section.
I ain't down with you, Yahuah. Let's go.
This is Aaron Rodgers. We now know he's unvaccinated and will miss this weekend's game against the Chiefs. This shocked the NFL world because he said in August that he had already been immunized. Take a listen.
Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized. You know, there's a lot of conversation around it, around the league, and a lot of guys who have made statements and I've made statements, owners who made statements. You know, there's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys.
You know, I have to be, and I try to be, incredibly careful, fellas, in terms of I try to focus on.
Pause. Hey, I see you back in the building, King. Well, I am. Hey, bro, I just kept on going live, King. I started a whole new one, big bro. The other one, they disrupt the stream because we played that Travis Scott one, bro. You know, so his music was playing in the background, so that you know You know how the tube is. There was a nada. You know what I'm saying? So I had to start another one. So what we going over right now, King, is we not too long went over that Metaverse. And our brother over there, that Truth, man, TU, he did his thing on that one, bro, because he didn't understand it at first. But now as he started diving in deep in the information and the research about why Facebook changed its name to Meta, and why the world is pushing us to the new agenda, the Agenda 21 thing, y'all, that's already over with. They're done. They completed that, y'all. That agenda, families, was to get the whole world vaccinated. That was the agenda. They working on the new agenda is the Agenda 2030. That's the new agenda. So the Agenda 2030 is the number 5, families, representing the age of enlightenment. This is when information technology done reach its highest capacity, families, to where that, families, you yourself will be the computer. Let's go.
What you do, not who you are. People make mistakes. None of us are flawless. All of us have made mistakes. We'll continue to make mistakes. None of us are perfect. We get all of that. But I've been covering the NBA now for almost 25 years. I mean, this is some of the stupidest nonsense I've ever seen. This is some of the stupidest nonsense I've ever seen. This is some of the stupidest nonsense I've ever seen.
So 3.5 weeks ago, you said it amounts to betrayal for Kyrie. You said, quote, flat out stupid as relates to what he's doing. Quote, bad teammate. Quote, selfish. October 16th on CNN. To the hell with you.
The Kyrie Irving situation, what do you think? He's been...
Well-deserved. The mandate is in New York. It's in LA now. It's in San Francisco. If this man does not get vaccinated, he would be violating the mandate, and as a result, he would miss 41 home games for the Brooklyn Nets, plus a couple of games at Madison Square Garden against the New York Knicks, plus a game in LA, plus a game in San Francisco. That amounts to about 44 to 45 games. I'm sorry, if you can't take a vaccine that over 6.2 billion people in the world have already taken, trying to claim that you think there's some kind of conspiracy going on, and you want to be that defiant and leave the rest of your team hanging, the Kevin Durant's, the James Harden of the world, when you are clearly the favorite to win the title. As far as I'm concerned, the hell with you. As far as I'm concerned, the hell with you. As far as I'm concerned, the hell with you.
You say all these things about Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie Irving was very upfront and honest about what his situation was. He wasn't jeopardizing anybody else. He didn't put anybody else on the Brooklyn Nets and their team at risk. When he was allowed to be around the team, he had his mask on. He abided by all the rules. But
So with Jason Williams, man, I'm glad we got brothers in there, man, that's on Stephen A. Smith neck right now, families, because dude is a coon. For real, families. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad Jason Williams, as well, a retired ex-NBA player, realized, families, that Kyrie is clearly is standing up for what he believes in, families. The brother Emunah is so strong, families, but all Stephen A. Smith is worried about is that y'all created this super team. You supposed to come over here and win championships, and you worried about the voice of the being the voice of the voiceless. That's what Stephen A. Man, he finna put this in his clip, y'all. When I didn't even know Stephen A. said that. I work too much, family, so I don't be on watching TV, watching ESPN all day. If I can catch it, I can catch it. If I don't, I don't. You know what I'm saying? But hey, our brother did though, and I was like, dang, Stephen A. Smith said that. That was crazy. That was wild, y'all. So I'm glad there are certain individuals that are speaking out. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, man, y'all are stepping on these people's neck for what they believe in. Yeah, they're gonna try you, man. They're gonna test you, man.
he was subject to mass criticism by you, animated criticism by you. And then I'm in the green room and I watch you and I see your...
Hey, con on that, King Will. Man, hey, Stephen A., as soon as you disagree with this cat, this dude go bananas, bruh. He be tripping me out. And Aaron Rodgers' families. Aaron Rodgers never got vaccinated, y'all. Never. He was saying that at the beginning of this interview right here. He never got vaccinated, man. But now since they found out, because what, he got COVID because you been being in the world in the sports world of entertainment, you got to get tested for almost every game, right? So they will eventually was going to find out that this brother ain't got whatever they been injecting in these people. They gonna find out that this stuff is not in your bloodstream. Why not? Before you even took your first snap, you're supposed to have whatever that was supposed to be in your bloodstream. That's how they able to find out if you got COVID or not. You get what I'm saying? Families, they don't know if you got COVID unless you go to the doctor. You get what I'm saying? But if you've been living healthy this whole time, since the beginning of this pandemic, and you ain't never caught COVID, families, how in the heck these doctors could sit here for the first time when you go see them, and they put that needle in your arm and they inject your blood, and then when they come back 15, 20 minutes later and they tell you you was positive for COVID-19. What? Man, it's 2 years later and you telling me I'm get out of here with that, y'all. And people believe that. Let's continue.
Points that you had against Aaron Rodgers, and I appreciate the stance by calling him a liar. I just
You
didn't
ain't
feel
never
the same
had it, but
venom.
as soon as you go to the doctor, all of a sudden
How
you just
bad
a
does
first
Aaron
time
Rodgers look this morning?
positive COVID. Come on, man, get out of here.
Well, we
with
all know where I stand with Aaron Rodgers. I'm the one that coined the phrase, he's a bad man, because he is. I think as a talent, one could easily say he's the greatest talent at the position. I know this. This is one of the hardest days I've ever had because I got that much love for this brother as a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers.
So this brother gonna sit there now. It's the hardest day that he ever had for Aaron Rodgers. But when it come down to Kyrie, he ready to chew Kyrie all the way up and spit him out. But when it come down to old Aaron Rodgers, and at least Kyrie was up front and sit there and say, "Hey man, I ain't even gotta play ball." You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers, he lied somewhere because we in what, week 8? We in week 8. This is his first game that he finna miss. He done played 7 games already in 7 weeks. Kyrie ain't dribbled one ball in one season game. But you just so heartbroken. Stephen A., you just so heartbroken off Aaron Rodgers, and he lied. But Kyrie, he told you he told you before the season even started he wasn't going to get vaccinated. Let's continue.
Looks very bad today for all the wrong
Come
reasons.
on, King Will I Am.
Aaron
Come on,
Rodgers
bro.
is a liar. Period. He lied through his teeth with a smirk on his face. And regarding
Make
a
it
matter
make sense, families.
that is
Make it
very,
make
very
sense, man.
serious. And let's understand something here, okay? And I openly admit to Keyshawn and Jay, I'm about to lose my mind over this, because if I hear one more dude talk to me about privacy, 2 things that gets on my damn nerves about this. Privacy, and I need to do my research. Really? How long has COVID existed?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Close to 2 years.
What
2 years in
what
February.
What the hell do you mean? What have you been doing? If research is that important to you, you had the season stopped March 11th last year.
Pause. So you see how he making this statement, but he recanted himself when he found out that Aaron Rodgers lied about being vaccinated, and he ended up testing positive for COVID. But hey, families, they also find out that the man never been vaccinated. We already know that there's people that they got vaccinated and they still got COVID-19, and they ain't even famous. They ain't even famous. We just been hearing that on the news periodically. But families, Aaron Rodgers never got vaccinated, families. He just lied about the situation. That's what he did. And they roll with it. But they end up finding out that this man did not have this stuff in his bloodstream. Whatever that's in that capsule, and they inject that in there. Families, they found out that this brother blood DNA don't have this mixture in there.
Because of COVID. Restarted in January. That's 4 months. That's 4 months right there. This is before the vaccine came down. But you had 4 months to do some research. Then after that, there was bubble play from late July to October. Then you had season happened, and then you had last season that went from December to July. You play basketball for a living. How much time do you need to research? That's number one. Then you got these guys with the privacy thing. Well, listen to this. I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. I don't have a right to look at your medical records and see your medical history. No, I'm not saying that. But if you can contaminate me with COVID,
I need to know.
I do have a right to know
Fair point.
if you vaccinated or not.
I didn't feel the same energy that was associated with Kyrie Irving, and a part of me wonders why. How come you don't hold...
Pause. So J-Dub, Jason Williams, realized that Stephen A. Smith, that's sitting right across from him, is a hypocrite, a complete coon. And that's why he humbly, in his face, on national television, letting him know that based on Kyrie beliefs and what he believe in, his strong emunah, you chewed that brother up and spit him out. But when it came down to Aaron Rodgers, man, you just heartfelt. You just, you don't have no words. You a brother that got a lot to say, man. But you just ain't got no words. You is a loudmouth brother, Stephen A. That's why J-Dub, I'm glad he did this on national television, man. People out here can be hypocrites sometimes. Sometimes, man, they bite on their own words, man.
Aaron Rodgers to the same who lied on national, looked reporters in the eye and said, yeah, I'm immunized.
Okay.
Why not? I don't understand that.
I can answer it. You ready?
Yes.
Well, first of all,
I came here to hear your answer.
Okay, well, first of all, number one, I wasn't sitting across from you talking about Aaron Rodgers. I was sitting across from Bart Scott and Dan Orlovsky, who both agreed with me. You and I were arguing, so that might have had something to do with my intensity level.
Okay.
To answer that question directly. That's number one. Number two, let's go down the list about what I'm saying, because, again, I've been on the record. Aaron Rodgers is a liar. Aaron Rodgers should be suspended. Period. I don't know how much stronger I can be than that.
Okay.
Now, that's number three.
I heard Bart say he should be suspended. I heard you tack on that. I didn't heard you leave.
All right.
No, I hear you, but listen to me. Right. When you set arguments now, when you feel passionately about something, you would say he should be suspended.
No. What I'm saying to you is that you and I were getting into an intense argument. Bart Scott, myself, and Dan Orlovsky were agreeing with one another. So what I'm saying is the level of intensity, which is what you brought up, since you were questioning my lack of intensity.
Yes.
I'm telling you why. Now I'm back with you again. Do I sound like I sound with Bart?
It sounds like you're passionate now, like you care.
Because I'm sitting across from you. So again, to make my point, I feel that way about Aaron Rodgers. But let me tell you what the difference is, because you and I, see, this is where everybody gets confused about. They act like we're talking about the vaccine. No, we weren't talking about it. The argument was, and to some degree it has something to do with the vaccine, do I believe that Kyrie Irving owes Kevin Durant and James Harden them to be there? You damn right. That's where you and I disagree. Because Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant and James Harden are in Brooklyn because of Kyrie Irving. You know this. You know this. You know this.
Go ahead.
Kevin Durant, they can lie all they want. They can say whatever they want to say. Kevin Durant and them boys led folks to believe they were going to the Knicks. They were going to the Garden. Kyrie Irving is the one that was like, oh, let's make our own legacy. Let's do this. Now, I understand it wasn't a pandemic at that particular moment in time. I understand that a pandemic changes the course of things. But what I'm also saying is there's a whole bunch of people that didn't want to take the vaccine for the Brooklyn Nets. There's a whole bunch of people that didn't want to subject themselves to that. But they said, yo, we came here trying to win a chip. This is what we're trying to do. So my position, not yours, my position is, since you're the one that got them there, you should be riding right there with them. That's my position.
Okay.
The other point that I'm making is this, and I stand by this. And there are a lot of people that have called and been in support of Kyrie Irving, and I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers is not exponentially worse, because let me be clear, I agree with you with that. Okay. Aaron Rodgers is worse because he lied and Kyrie was honest.
Yes.
He lied and Kyrie was honest.
Yes.
And Kyrie was honest. But that's not my point. My point is, this is the first discussion I'm having about comparing the two. I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers is not worse than Kyrie, but what I am saying about Kyrie also is that last several years, this brother want to show up to work when he want to show up to work. There's always an excuse. There's always an excuse not to show up to work. I believe Jay, let me put this, Jay.
Don't go there. Don't do this.
This is how I feel.
Hey, con on that King Will. You see how he sat there and said it was his first time comparing the two? Because he was expecting Jason Williams, man, to blast him on national television like that. It wasn't part of the script, bro. It wasn't part of the script. Yeah, hey, what I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Jason Williams threw a curveball at this, but no, I ain't even gonna say a curveball. He threw a straight 98% miles per hour fastball at that brother, and he swung at it. He took the bait, and now he's trying to correct what he said when he was chewing Kyrie out for what Kyrie believed in, man. It was Kyrie's faith that made Kyrie like, man, forget basketball. If you want me to change the image that the Most High y'all created me in, and y'all put this stuff inside of me. But Aaron Rodgers lied, and he ain't even take the vaccine, man. He ain't eating that. Now, is he going to take it? Who knows? Who knows? The question is that this happened the other day, and Jason Williams had the opportunity to make this loudmouth Stephen A. Smith look like a hypocrite. I'm glad he did it, because you supposed to be a leader, man, for a culture that you say you part of, but it seems like that you ain't part of this culture, man. You bash us more than you bash other people, man. Stephen A. is a coon, man.
You said it. This is how I feel. I believe if it wasn't the vaccine, it'd be something else that got Kyrie Irving missing games.
It's fine. You're allowed to believe that.
That's what I believe. I got evidence, though. And you do, too.
Hey, I believe that, too, King Will. Because he's been part of the program for so long. You know what I'm saying? Almost like Brett Favre. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that he's... I don't think that he's going to get vaccinated. I think they might sweep that up under the rug or come up with some type of... They're going to come up with something. But Aaron Rodgers is going to play. I believe that. He's going to sit out this game for sure, because I think you got to sit out for like 10 days or something like that. So he's going to miss this Sunday. Now, next Sunday, we're going to see if he's going to play or not. But next Sunday, that's also where we're going to end up finding out if he's going to get vaccinated or not. So we're going to find out. We're going to see what's up. Let's go. But I can tell you one thing. Kyrie, he can't even go in the gym. The brother can't even go in the gym, y'all. That's crazy. He can't even show up to practice, man. Let's go.
Yes, you do.
Past behavior?
Yes. Yes.
Was Kyrie Irving available last year in the playoffs before he got hurt?
In the playoffs, I'm not talking playoffs. He was available in the playoffs. He was available in the playoffs, yes. He was available in the playoffs.
Okay.
He wants to come to work when he wants to come to work. You were at Brooklyn last night, right?
I was
at Brooklyn. I was at the game last night too, right? Yeah. How we feel about that crowd? Don't you feel like it's dead up in there compared to the Garden?
Definitely
It's definitely different. You know what? Let me tell you something. Kyrie can change that because he's a showstopper. He's box office.
Okay.
But you know what? How many games that brother's missed?
Come back for me for a second, because I don't want to go off on a tangent on this subject.
I was just answering your question about the intensity. All right.
Devontae Adams?
What about him?
You don't think he's relying upon Aaron Rodgers to do the right thing?
First of all, what I would say to my brother Jay, who I love, is this. You know what? You can stop being that damn sensitive when it comes to Kyrie Irving, because you ain't got too much sympathy. You ain't got too much sympathy, and I'm gonna tell you why. Nobody has let Aaron Rodgers off the hook. It just happened. It just happened. This is the first day we've all had an opportunity to talk about it. And then
pause. Now you see how Jason Williams, he's starting to laugh at that brother now because he know he a coon. Hey, families, man, I'm at 5%. Ain't that something? All right. We're gonna have to do this like a little bit later though, families. But for those that's leaving, family, I got some gems, y'all. I got some gems, man, for real. Now, families, Jason Williams is laughing at that brother, man, because he know it wasn't part of the script. Stephen A. I threw you one and you swung at it, bruh, and you missed. You didn't hit it out the park, homie. And now you got to explain on national television, which happened a couple of days ago, of why you is a coon, why you a hypocrite. And then Stephen A. gonna sit there and say to J-Dub that he don't have no sympathy. How he ain't gonna have no sympathy when he bagging up a brother who was honest and he ain't played not one game? But Aaron Rodgers lied before the season even started. The brother done played in 7 games. They supposed to play today. This is his first game he gonna miss. Let's continue.
Before he's had a chance to pass gas, we said, yo, you a liar. You know, and people are speculating, wait, we got to find out the protocols because it look like you should be suspended. I mean, damn, it just happened. That's number one. And
Hey, beautiful Queen Hazel, I see you, Queen. What's up, sis? What's up? Hey. Hey, you royalty out there, sis. You better not be working hard, but hardly working. Let's go, Queen. May the Most High always hold you, guide you, bless you, keep you, and protect you, sis. Let's go, Akti. Shalom, shalom. I know, right, sis? And I'm outside, Queen. I'm outside like a mug. It's been great to die on me, big sis. But what I am gonna do is that if it do die, y'all, I'm finna go put it on the charger. It's gonna take about an hour and a half for it to charge all the way up, and then I'm finna go live again, y'all. I got some families. We is far from done. If it's y'all's willing, we is far from done. It's a beautiful day here in H-Town, and families, I got some things to show y'all today. They interrupted the first stream because of that Travis Scott video. But I had to show y'all that because what happened at Astro World Festival here in Houston, families, it was crazy. It was crazy, but I had to display y'all. I didn't get care they were going to cut us off. I had to show y'all. And families, we as well went to TU. TU showed us about the metaverse, and he dived in deep on that metaverse. So if you missed out on that, just go to the beginning of the video. You're going to get that. Let's finish this out before my phone dies. I love y'all. I love y'all.
heat ain't going to subside. They going to come in Aaron Rodgers because millions of people are offended by what he tried to pull. Okay, that's number one.
I know,
two,
right, King?
Kyrie Irving. Let's get back to him. Because
hey,
you see,
King, well, I am. That is so true. King. That is so true. Facts. Life, bro. It's like as soon as you be learning some stuff, your phone, like, it goes off. It's like you was at 80%. Now you like at 35. You're like 35. I'm like, wait a minute. How long is this video? So, but hey, all praises to y'all. All praises to y'all. Let us continue, y'all. Let us continue. My bad.
I'm getting
that is so
sick
true,
of all
King.
of the noise about Kyrie Irving. He the victim now. He the victim.
I've never called Kyrie
I didn't say you did. I didn't say you did. Just like you want to talk about me, I'm not talking about you directly. But there's a lot of people saying that. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And here's the reason why. Kyrie is a showstopper. Kyrie's box office, spectacular. Damn it, they miss him. Let's call it what it is. Brooklyn ain't the same without him. I've said before, and I said it again, they in Brooklyn because of him, which you know. And as a result, they're a championship contender. We all know. We talk about it. And by the way, you and I are going to talk about Golden State Warriors one day. I think the Warriors going to win it all. I think the Warriors going to win it all. But we'll talk about that another day.
Pause. Now, he said we're going to talk about it another day. That's when you're going to have your script already written out. You're going to have rebuttals and everything, Stephen A. But what this was that Jason Williams, man, threw you a curveball, brother. He threw you one, homie. You know what I'm saying? And on national television, you gotta explain why you is a coon. You gotta explain why you is a hypocrite. And basically, brother, what you is letting people know on national television that regardless of Kyrie being honest and staying strong to what he believe in, you was worrying about championships, bruh. You talking about a breath of faith, his emunah, to a championship, dog. You can't make this up. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. I couldn't believe it if I didn't see it. Remind me of Thomas. Didn't Thomas didn't believe that Hamashiach rose from the dead? That he had to see Hamashiach himself and put his hand on his side where they pierced him and see the markings in his hands, and then he will believe. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. Hey, Yasharal, I'm finna go put this on the charger, families. Give it about a good hour and a half, and we gonna be fully loaded. And we finna do a part 3. I got some more. Thank you, King. Well, I am. Beautiful Queen Hazel. Those that scattered abroad on all 4 corners of the planet, man. I love y'all. Thank you for coming in, repping Yasharal, man. Thank you. I see y'all in by like, what's that, 90 minutes? I see you in 90 minutes. Where the children of Yasharal at, scattered abroad on all 4 corners of this planet. The true chosen seed of Yah. I want to say that we are forever out your sons and daughters of Zion. Oh, yeah. And we been out to Yasharal. I want to say that I love you. Shalom.
and shalom. I'll see you in an hour and a half.